A 5-time Ultimate Pool champion in the UK. Serious heavy hitter. Very, very good at 8-ball. But this, of course, is a different game. All the equipment completely different. And Shane there originally put his hand up as a little gesture of politeness for the cue ball being saved from being scratched in the top left. And he got his justice anyway, because then it swiftly fell into the middle pocket. Have a watch of this. Gets saved there. Hand goes up. Yep, fair enough. An honest reaction from the safe cracker. So first poke will go to Ricky Evans. And we were just having some fun in the break there, myself and Steve, because there will be some moments, guys, don't hate me too much, where I do fall into the trap of using some words that you won't be familiar with. Covering 8-ball pool over the Atlantic. We have our words, you have yours. I'm doing my best.
Hey, it's going to be a learning process for both of us. I tend to, especially prior to this, I would catch myself using those terms that maybe Americans don't know, a plant or a screwback, and it's just from being around it. So yeah, terminology a little different, but it all means the same thing when it comes to this. Ricky Evans here, as he looks at the table, I do love the little bit of banter though. It's great working with somebody who has an accent that's a little different than mine. And Ricky here, not sure what he's playing for afterwards. This is going to get tough. And now he's left with what's going to be a tough bank shot or a very, very steep cut. It's not impossible. And there's a little bit of a play here because he has the opportunity to run into the 15 and change things up a little bit. Just like that. Just needs a good roll. 10 ball in the side available.
I think he'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have the angle for the easy shape on the 15. He'd love to be a little bit further down to just roll up, but it's not meant to be on this shape. He's under. He's going to have to do something a little extra with the cue ball. It's always risky in these situations.
Oh, he's played that beautifully. Really nice shot.
With a little risk comes a little reward here. Ricky Evans drawing first blood against Shane Thompson. Opening rack goes down for Ricky Evans. Ricky Evans, he's a former junior national champion. Very, very strong shooters.
That is a break. I can't believe this is going to be the first dry break we're going to see today, because he hit that beautifully. That's rough.
Yeah, that's you hit it that good, you just expect good fortune. But it doesn't have to be bad, because there are some problems here. Shane's not just going to get to run this out. He's going to have to work for it.
Yeah, and if you've never seen Shane Thompson play before, what really sets him apart in 8-ball in particular, he almost, looks can be deceiving because Shane's a big guy. You'd think he might be a power player, you know, uses some plenty of cue power, but he's not. He's a really touchy player, little flicks and dips of side.
You know, I don't know exactly why they call him the safe cracker, but
I can tell you.
To touch on that, it feels like, again, the finesse, the precision.
Yep.
He has to be super precise to crack that safe, and he does a very good job of it.
Good way of looking at it. Yeah, he's a floaty cue ball sort of a player. Great to watch when he's in full float. But don't be surprised in the early frames, like we saw in match 1, if the players just take a minute, a couple of frames just to get themselves into the match, especially on trickier finishes.
Well, that was a great shot there. A little unfortunate with where the 8-ball landed. But again, solid contact and good movement out of the cue ball. is going to put him in a position where he can make this 15 available to himself.
Yeah, he doesn't like it though. Safecracker nickname, by the way, I can tell you, comes from his cash game backgrounds. He was a prolific money player a few years ago, Shane Thompson, and his catchphrase, if he won said match, was open the safe. And eventually the name stuck.
I like it. I like it.
Big shot here.
That's a little tough. That's not what he wanted.
Yeah, he wants to be a little thicker with the contact on the 15. He can still play though. He's still got options here. It's just not easy. See that? Just would have loved that one ball just to catch the 15 a little thicker. Separate it from the 4 at the bottom of the table.
And that's one thing that these guys that are more used to the shot clock, you'll see, they don't rush to get down and poke the ball. When those beeps come in, they set, they settle, and they let the time run, and they make sure that they get a smooth contact. That's something that maybe some of the Americans who haven't felt that pressure are going to struggle with.
Yeah, no surprise to see Shane eventually run aground. That felt like it was coming a couple of shots ago. But the one thing he has done is he's made it pretty difficult for Ricky. This is not an easy layout at all.
The 3 ball comes with an automatic breakout here, but I don't know if it's the shot that I would want to play, because I don't know what else I can do with the 4 and the 1. And just like that, so no shot on the 4 ball here, no great shot on the 1. This is going to be a safety situation. He's just going to play off the 4 ball, I think. But I'm no champion, but I do know a smart player when I see one. Ricky Evans there, just playing the numbers, knowing that Shane's going to have a tough shot on that 9 and no shot on the 15 right now.
Oh, that's a result.
Well, when you are nicknamed the Safe Cracker, you must have a little bit of fortune in your back pocket, because that right there is very, very fortunate for Shane Thompson, the way that ball laid up on the 6.
Yeah, he's not touching here as well. Must hit a cushion after contact here. So he's going to try and hide the cue ball using Shane's own ball here. And just plays the safe option, middle of the top rail, and asks the question. I think Shane fancies this.
It's kind of a free shot.
Well, he doesn't, but he sort of wastes his shot there.
I'm surprised he didn't go at that, because it is a little bit of a free shot. But he has his reasons, and he's definitely the pro, and I am not, so I trust his ability over mine.
How are you feeling, Ricky? Uses extension. This feels like a big shot. He could go for these.
Ricky seems very comfortable with the shot clock.
For now.
His extension, yeah, for now. We are just over the 20-minute mark. Uh-oh. And that's not what he wanted at all. Not going to be happy with that. 9 ball sitting in the corner now. All Shane has to do is simply make the 15.
Well, yeah, that was I'm not sure, honestly, what. Well, surprised. Surprised. Shane happy to wait.
I'm not sure that was a smart move there.
No, it felt like everything was available for him.
this might come back to bite Shane.
Because the loss of turn is easy.
Right under the 4-ball. I don't know if he got it. It looks like he did.
It's tight.
Maybe just a kick and stick off the back rail, but there's no play there because the 5 is just an open ball in front of the pocket.
Oh, he could see the edge.
Wow.
I don't know if he had the potting angle. He's overcut that. That might have been all he could see. But Ricky Evans gets away with one. I must say I'm really surprised that Shane didn't go. I think you're right. He'll know better than us. He's at the table, but yeah, surprised to see him not go there. It felt like a pretty gettable chance in a frame that he's been behind in for a long time.
That, and it's also one of those things where if Shane's fortunate to win after this match, I want to know what his thinking was on that, just to pick his brain a little bit to see if he was just trying to bide his time or if he simply had a bad decision. Shane's a very, very smart guy. Haven't had the opportunity to talk with him a lot, and he is very, very smart when it comes to the table. But Ricky here, this is a big rack for Ricky Evans. If there was going to be a favorite in this shootout format, I have to believe Shane Thompson's in the top 4 of those favorites. And Ricky really has an opportunity here to change things around. It is the shootout. Anything can happen, as we saw in the last match.
Confident stroke from Ricky Evans. Nice. So 2-0, Ricky leads. The whole goal of the shootout is to try and force a result and put these players under the biggest time pressure that we can. It creates some fabulous entertainment. Shane Thompson disappointed, glares back at the table. Chance for Ricky Evans here to go 3-0 in front. What the 15-second shot clock often introduces is the possibility of a comeback as well. The last 10 minutes are played at a much quicker pace. We saw, didn't we, Eric Pickard take out a finish that was, what, about 45, 50 seconds? Just put Tyler Steyer under a little bit of pressure when it looked like Tyler couldn't lose. All of a sudden he thought, well, this next frame I've actually got to go and win.
Yeah, I mean, this format's the epitome of anything can happen. And when we say anything, it literally anything. Just changing the scores so quickly. The golden break, the golden duck, quick runouts, easily missed balls when the pressure's on. That's the drama that the shootout format brings to Ultimate Pool USA.
Yeah, and you can just see there, good angles to see it on a couple of our close-up shots. That whilst we are playing on a valley table, which I'm led to believe, Stephen, comes with its reputations, but this main arena table is well, it's been custom built. It's got its little modifications. These pockets are playing tighter than the valley that you'll be used to playing on maybe around the country.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest about it. The valleys generally have larger pockets and accept a lot of balls that maybe wouldn't go on other tables. But here in this arena, this table does have very tight pockets. The rails are very quick. The bed is very quick. So when you have new cloth, slick felt, tight pockets, sometimes things go, and I think what we'll see here is during the shootout, you're going to see a lot of balls dip into the pocket. And by Sunday, when we're in the finals of the Open and the juniors and the women's, this table is going to be quite a bit tighter than it is today.
Ricky's played a good shot there. He didn't play a good one the shot before, left himself hampered, but he's right back into prime position here. Gets through the ball nicely, doesn't he?
He does, and this is big for Ricky. That rack just 3 minutes long, and very quickly Ricky Evans up 3-0 against the safecracker Shane Thompson. It is a lot of fun. It's a different type of pressure than I've ever felt. So it is very, very interesting. But Ricky seems to be doing well.
He's changed his breakup actually. That was a different strike, and this one was even better than before. Look at this, right at the middle of the table. Cue ball parked perfectly, very safe, loads of action, but no friends falling into those pockets. And Shane Thompson, if he needed a little bit of help, maybe has some, and it starts into the side pocket here at the 4.
And realistically, how many times can Ricky break like that and not make a ball?
You got to play the percentages right, but that's what we talk about. Pool players they're control freaks. They want to be able to hit the ball every single time, and have that confidence that when they hit the break great, the ball's going to go.
Yeah.
But you don't have that. It's probably the only sport I can think of in the world where you can play absolutely flawlessly and still lose through no fault of your own.
Yeah, pool is very unique in that, and that's why, especially with these formats that Ultimate Pool USA runs for this Kansas City Open, it really is exciting.
How's this for a shot? Little flick, not quite.
Had a bad bump there. Not the bump he wanted. I think the play here is just to play safe. I don't mind the shot that Shane was looking at. Go into the 7, leave the cue ball tight. Just don't want to leave an easy shot on the 12 ball, and he's done pretty well on that. I do think that the 12 ball may carry him off the 9 ball. Just a little kiss off the 9 if he wanted to play offensive.
I think he has to play it hard though. May look a little wild. Not got a huge amount of time to think about it. Causes extension. We're 2.5 minutes away from introducing that 15-second shot clock.
That's when the intensity is going to get ramped up by quite a bit. And Ricky here seeing a little bit of smart play. He knows he has a lead. He knows the time is running out. Rather than try a flyer, I think he attempted to leave Shane tough, but
yeah, the issue was he actually played a really nice shot. He tied up the 8 ball, which I liked. Really, really nice. But the issue that he had is he left Shane the perfect angle to go into it immediately, and all of a sudden Shane's hard work is done, and this is a very, very presentable opportunity. That was probably maybe even the first mistake of Ricky Evans' match, really.
And isn't it funny how that works? He played a great shot, but he just left the one angle that made it super easy for Shane to get out of the situation.
Yeah, cue ball just needed a little bit more on it, but we're talking tiny, tiny margins.
And just some interesting fact information here. When the minute mark does go below 10, the shot that is on right then will continue with the 30-second shot clock. As soon as that shot is struck, we will drop to 15 seconds, and we're getting close to that mark now. It should happen sometime in the next rack. And that's when you're going to want to strap the seatbelt on, because it's 1-3. Ricky Evans has the lead, and it's going to be Shane Thompson breaking here.
Looking at the cut break, not been happy with what he's seen so far.
They are very rare, but they have happened, and they have happened at the costliest of times.
Yeah, they usually do. they have a funny knack for that.
And Shane here, with the ball down, just wants to work out what the best option for him is. The 14 and the 6 being tied up the way they are really makes things a little difficult. It's really going to come down to preference here, and I think he's going to move the 6 ball. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, you can see here that shot was all about the timing and the pace of his cue ball. Just allowed the spin to grip, dig into the cloth, and hook back into the cannon. Just checking my work here. Steve, cannon, is that US parlance?
Cannon, so that's gonna be a carom or a kiss.
Okay. Every day's a school day for me.
The one that always gets me is plant, because when I think of a plant, I think of a ball planting off of another, like a carom or a cannon. Okay. But for you guys, a plant is just what we call a combination or a combo. Shane not needing any of those crazy technical terms. He's just making balls and looking for the run out. He's really going to have to play this well. And we are down to the 15-second shot clock, so it is going very, very quickly now.
Yeah, the 15 seconds a shot is where I think Shane and the other non-American players here in this event will have an advantage. They have played on 15 seconds a shot a lot over the last 3 or 4 years.
Well, and Shane played that really, really well. And I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. I think the time makes Shane play very well. I think he's 100% comfortable with that shot clock and with the match clock.
Third different break as well. He controls that cue ball so well off the break, you know. Gives a bit of a snarl at the table. Love to see the 4 ball is still spinning on its spot, but his cue ball off the break has been flawless, but he's just not been getting splits. And the one thing I would say is he'll be disappointed with this split. But actually, if you're in the lead and there's 8 minutes left on a 15-second shot clock, not a bad layout all of a sudden to come, because this frame might take a little bit of working out.
I would say this might be realistically what he wants, or what he can work with, because if he is able to slowly dissect this rack, maybe even throw in a few safeties here, he can really put Shane Thompson on the ropes.
Yeah, for me, we see this sort of situation play out a lot over in the UK. He needs to be close on his shot clock here. Just about got there. That was okay. I think you see a lot of players who are experienced in this format that have played the first shot, got themselves a ball, got themselves a suit to work with, and then they'd have pulled back immediately. Make the other player do the hard work for you. I think all that Ricky is in danger of doing is making the game easier for his opponent here, which is always the risk. Of course, he may go and get them.
Well, and guys, this is the part where I'm on the edge of my seat, and I literally, Steve can tell you, I'm on the edge of my seat because those beeps came in. Ricky did not have a ton of time. He was able to get the shot off, but now he is very conscious of that clock, so he's going to be speeding things up. This is where the action happens.
That's a pretty nice shot. He can get to the middle of the cue ball here on the 9.
And still taking the time to get a glance, but he's moving at a much faster pace.
I tell you what, this is some finish from Ricky Evans. This was not really on. He's gone about this beautifully.
He needs a good play on the cue ball here. He needs to just drift up table, not go too far. Oh, that was perfect.
Perfect. Well, this 8-ball for a 4-2 lead, 6 minutes to go. Ricky Evans stared this frame in the eye and said, you're not too tough. Bang.
Well, you said it earlier, pressure makes diamonds, and Ricky Evans is cutting his teeth with the safecracker Shane Thompson. It's not an easy obstacle. Ball down, table mostly open.
This is nice. This is really nice. He's going to go immediately for solids.
And guys, we touched on this before. The opportunity for a 6-ball shootout is in play in this shootout format. And we're getting to the range where something like that is very possible. If Shane were to get this rack out, and the next rack obviously being the tying rack, we're really in range for this as long as Shane's able to get out here. And it's all going to depend on the break on the next frame.
Yeah, this is... Shane knew as soon as he broke these open and looked at the layout, he knew. That's why you see the pace being picked up. This is a case of just making sure. Picked his pattern early, ran through it. Didn't need to walk around the table double checking his lines. They were all fairly routine. That's a rapid clearance from Shane Thompson. He's back within 1. Strikes the cue ball beautifully. Has a real nice pace about him around the table. Don't think he'll be intimidated by a 6-ball. Again, favouring this cut break.
A ball down would be good for Ricky.
Well, the fact that Ricky's still leading in this match, despite the fact that he's had 1 successful break from 4, is impressive. The break has not been his friend in this game at all. And Shane Thompson, with a touch over 4 minutes remaining, can tie the game here at 4 each. And he's got a good chance.
With this amount of time left in the match, too, the 6-ball shootout doesn't have to happen. Shane, if he can clear this table up with 2.5 minutes left on the table, he could very well break, make a ball, and run out with ease.
It will be a consideration for sure, especially when Shane can survey the table here and think, right, this is my key shot, land on this 7 here, how I want to, and this is done. This right here, this little link between the 7 and the 5, get this right, and you can fly through the rest of the balls and give yourself a break and a chance to go and win the match.
Yeah, key shot there, and he hit it great. The crowd, again, knows that they're seeing good pool here. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time in Kansas City so far, and we're really just getting started.
Yeah, that's the exciting thing.
A little shy on that, but Shane's not going to let that mess with him. He just needs to take his time, shoot the ball, tie it up. We're going to be right around the 2-minute and 50-second range.
Yeah, and it goes. Strap in. 8-ball on the move. Wants any ball, wants any ball. What a time to break dry, and you can see the frustration etched on every single sinew of Shane Thompson's body.
Now let's look at this. Let's analyze this. We have 15 seconds a shot. Ricky needs to take a shot here quickly. However, 15 seconds a shot. There are 8 balls that he has to make. He can dwindle this clock down to where it is almost impossible for Shane to win.
And because it's Shane's break as well, Ricky has a big advantage here. Because if he can get this clock down to below 30 seconds, below what would be seen as a sort of record-breaking clearance, he knows he's got the break. So there's no danger here of, say, if, for example, this was Ricky's break, and he cleans them up, Shane's going to have a chance at a golden break. He won't. Ricky has the match in his hands here.
Oh, and this is the opportunity here. Oh, no. that's gotten a little rough. Ricky Evans has not missed a single intended shot at this point, as far as I'm aware. And this is really where it counts.
Oh, how's your cue ball? Has he hit the gap? I think so.
He's got the 14 in the corner, but it's very touchy for the 13 to go in that bottom left-hand pocket. I think he's going to have to draw back. Time is at 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Yeah, and this is, and we can't be too critical here of Ricky. It's the first time he's ever played this format. And there you go. Now he gets time to think. Now he's got 2 shots, and it's there for him. Just takes that extension. Yeah, he could do, and that might be a missed trick. Pot's clean. 8 ball is there.
Take all your 15 seconds here, Ricky. That's the play.
So when will that clock stop? Ricky Evans goes into the lead, and he is going to leave 35 seconds, I believe. Make a ball, and the game is done.
And you may even see Shane Thompson extend a hand if a ball goes down. Shane's got his cue ready. He's coming to the table.
30 seconds then, Shane.
The
Time to dance.
the solids are open. Oh, the 6 ball was moving.
Oh, the 6 was still spinning. So that's going to be the foul. That's tough for Shane. That really is.
That is so unfortunate here. The 6 ball still spinning, and Shane, as soon as he struck the cue ball, our referee calls the foul.
Yeah, Ricky doesn't need to get too fancy here. Pot a ball and the game is done. And what a performance from Ricky Evans in his first ever shootout experience. He gets a victory and goes into the quarterfinal where he'll face Tyler Steyer later on tonight.